Hello everyone, welcome to GV Reddy Automation World. Please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to it, please enable notifications so that you will not miss out any videos when I release it. Right. Today we are going to discuss about the Capgemini interview questions and answers for SDET role. Right. That is 6 to 10 years of experience. And then we will see here we have two technical roles, one manager, one HR. Right. Then we will see Selenium, what are the Selenium questions asked. Right. First question is, if a website takes time to load home page after login, right, how will you handle it? Right, here we have to use the waits. Either we can use explicit wait or fluent wait. Right, any wait we can use and wait for the element after login. We can take the any element and then we can wait for it, right, so that our test case will not fail. Right, can we automate a text color in Selenium? Right, we can automate text color by using get CSS value. Right, first we can find the web element and element.get CSS value. We can give the background color or color whatever it is, CSS property. Then we will get the color. We can validate it. It will return in a RGBA format. Right, the next one is how to select a value from drop down using an index. Right, there are multiple ways to select value from drop down. If it is a select tag, then only select class will work. Right, we can use select by index, select by value, right, select by visible text. These three ways we can select. If we want to select index, select by index, we can provide the index. Index will start from 0. Right, how do you deal with the broken links? Right, broken links. First we have to get all the links available on the page by the tag name, anchor tags we will get, and it will return list of web elements. We have to iterate one by one link and get the attribute of href, and then href means it will have a URL. We can write a new URL, open connection. We can typecast HTTP URL connection. Right, we can connect to it, whether it is a GET request or head, we can pass anything. Right, get connection data connect, then it will connect to the service, then it will return the some response code. Now we can get the connection dot response code. If it is greater than or equal to 400, then that is a for a broken link. Right, else it is working fine. Right, if I enter username password in the login, then the welcome page should display welcome username. How will you validate username is correct or not? Right. How we will validate after login? Just we can get that element, retrieve that element and the get text of it, and validate whether whatever username we have, it should contains or equal. We can use either one of it. Right. It contains means if we are getting entire text, then we can validate the actual message contains expected, or we can split it or we can verify it, right, whether username is correctly populating or not. Then how we will find the value in the second row of a table. Right, there is a table in the second row. Right, they want to validate value in the second row. How do you validate? Right, we can get how we will get a second row table tbody tr of 2. That means second row, which column value we want to, either 1, 2, 3, 4, right, we can validate it. We can get the text, we can validate it. Right, what is page factory? Class in the Selenium. Right, page factory is the class is used to initialize the web elements. Right, in the page object model we use find by annotation. Right, find by annotation, and then we have to use to initialize the element, we have to use page factory dot init elements. Then only it will initialize with the proxy elements. And then how do you take a screenshot in Selenium? Right, by using the take screenshot interface. We have to typecast take screenshot to driver and get screenshot as output type file. Right, then we can copy that file into our local system. File utils.copy file. Right, we can copy it. How do you handle Windows? How do you handle Windows and frames in Selenium? right? If you want to handle the windows, we have a get window handle, get window handles, right? Get window handle will return the current window ID. Get window handle return all windows IDs in the form of set, right? We can iterate one by one value from the set. We can either driver.switch to window, right? If you want to switch to right window, we will use driver.switch to .window, right? Basically, we have get window handle, get window handles. If we want to switch to frame, either we can use by index or by name or ID or element. We can switch to frame by using 3 ways. If we want to switch to main page, default content, right? If you want to switch to parent, we have a parent frame also, right? Those are the different Selenium questions. And then coming to Java questions, core Java questions, right? This is the common question in any interview, right? OOPS concepts. What are the OOPS concepts we have used? Sometimes they will ask related to project where you have used encapsulation, right? Encapsulation where we will use page objects, right? When we are creating encapsulation means what? Wrapping up of the data members and methods into a single unit. Our page class is like a, right? We are elements and then corresponding actions, right? That is, we are wrapping up the page inside the page. That is called a encapsulation. We can give that example. And inheritance where we are using base test and base page, right? All the common page related actions, right? Enter, click, right? Switch to window or frames, right? Or all those things we write in the base page. And driver creation, right? We use in the base test, right? We can explain that scenario. Inheritance. Inheritance means what? Acquiring the properties of parent class into child class, right? Polymorphism. Polymorphism means what? We have, right, method overloading, method overriding, right? Method overloading means what? Method name will be same, but arguments will be different, right? Polymorphism means what? Poly means many forms, right? Method overloading, method overriding. Method overloading means we will have a method name will be same, arguments will be different. We can write like, if you want to click by using, right, you want to click by using the name of the, right, by using text also we can click on it, by using element also we can click on it, by using right, by element also we can click, we can write each method, click method, enter text method, right, drop down, different overloaded methods we can write, right? We can explain that. Method overriding means overriding the parent class method in the child class, that is overriding, right? We can also tell that. We can take one example and we can, right? Abstraction means what? Hiding the internal details and showing only necessary details to the, right, necessary details, right? That is also by, we can achieve abstraction by using abstract class or interfaces, right? We can also, if we are using any abstract class or interface, we can explain it, right? Which inheritance is not supported by Java, right? Multiple inheritance, right? Multiple classes. Child class cannot extend multiple classes, right? We cannot achieve that one because of diamond problem. If both have same method, right, child will confuse which method to inherit, right? Because of that, inheritance will not support by classes, but we can achieve by using interfaces, right? Suppose one more, if parent and child class have same method, add, if parent is add method is there, child is also add method is there with the same parameters, right? Then that is called what? Method overriding, right? Then which function will execute? Suppose if an object of the, suppose see, here parent is there, add method is there, child is there, extends parent, add method is there. Now if we create the object using parent, right, a lot of people will confuse, right? Here it will call child class add method. If we don't override, parent class method will call. We have overridden, so whenever we call with the parent of, right, parent reference using child class, right, then it will call, right, a child class method only, because we have overridden parent method in the child, so it will call always child only. Abstract class and interfaces, right? What is the difference between, right? In abstract class we can have abstract methods, concrete methods, but in interfaces we can have only abstract methods. But Java 8 onwards it will allow default and static methods also, right? Variables we can have, right, instance variables. Here we can have public, static, final variables. Constructor, we can have constructor, but interface no constructor. Right, access modifier, we can have any access modifier, but methods are public by default. Multiple inheritance not supported, here it will support interfaces. Runtime polymorphism, and can we override static methods in the child class? Right, runtime polymorphism we can achieve by using method overriding. Right, the method get executed is decided at runtime based on the object type. Can we override static methods? No. Right, because static belongs to same class only. Wherever we have written method, it belongs to same class. If we override also, that is not considered as a override. Right, they belongs to class, not to the object. Right, about constructor, can we override constructor in child class? Right, constructor is a special method used to initialize the object. It has the same name of the class. We cannot can we override a constructor? No. Constructor cannot be overridden because they are not inherited by child class. Right, however, we can call the constructor by using superclass. If you want to call from the child class to superclass constructor, we can call by using super, but we cannot override constructor. How do you handle exceptions? Right, how do you handle it? By using try catch. Right, by using try catch finally, or we can use throw and throws keywords. Right, we can handle the exceptions. What is the difference between throw and throws? Throw keyword, by using throw keyword, we can throw the exception. Right, it is used inside a method, and example is throw new arithmetic exception. We can create the exception and we can throw it. But throws declares exception that a method can throw. Right, it is a method signature. We have to use that method signature. Right, throws we can use any number of classes, comma separated. But throw, we can throw only one exception. But throws can have multiple exceptions. How do you create customized exception? Right, if you want to create the our own exception, either we can create checked exception or runtime exception. Right, we can create a name of the exception, extends exception. We have to create the constructor which will take the message. We can call super of message. Right, simple. We can extend either exception or runtime exception. Create the constructor, take the string argument, call super of it. Right, wherever required we can use it. Throw new our custom exception. What is the message? What is super and this keyword? Right, a super keyword is used to refer the parent class variables. If you want to call parent class variable, parent class method, parent class constructor, we will use the super. But this used to current class. If you want to call the current class variable, current class method, current class constructor, we will use the this. Right, what is the difference between double equal and equal? Double equal compares the memory addresses. Right, memory addresses. Equal is used to compare the actual content of the actual content. Right, suppose if you take a string s1 equal to s2, s3, there are three variables. Okay, now suppose if you see, if we call s1 equal to s2, double equal to means what? Memory address. Right, if we create, there is a string pool concept. If you know, if you create as a literal, this is the literal way of creation of string. This is the object creation. When we create as a literal, it will create in the constant pool, string constant pool. Both have same content, so both will point to same memory. Whenever we will create with a new, it will create separate memory. So s1 and s equal to, it will compare memory address, it will be equal. But s1 and s3, s1 have different memory address, s3 have different memory address, it false. Equals means it will always compare with the content. Both s1 and s3 content is same, so it will be equal only. Right, a difference between string buffer and string builder. Right, both are mutable classes. String is immutable, but string buffer, string builder are mutable. Right, mutable classes. That means if we change the content of string buffer and string builder, it will not create any new object. Right, it will not create same object, it will change. Thread safety. String buffer is a thread safe. String buffer is not thread safe. because it is not synchronized. Sync buffer is synchronized, sync builder is not synchronized. Performance wise, it is slower due to synchronization. String builder is faster. Usage: when multiple threads modify the same string, right, we can use, suppose if you have a scenario you don't want to allow multiple threads to change the content, then we will go for string buffer. Right, if you don't want a thread safety, then we will go for string builder. And difference between hash table and hash map. Right, both are classes, child classes of a map. Both are child classes of map. Thread safety wise, hash table is synchronized, hash map is not synchronized. This is slower due to synchronization. It is faster due to not synchronized. It does not allow null key, null value. Right, hash table will not allow null key, null value. Hash map will allow one null key, multiple null values. Right, it has a enumerator, uses a enumerator, it uses iterator. Right, and hash table will extend dictionary class, hash map will implement a map interface. Right, then coming to programming questions. Right, programming questions. Suppose first question is, they have given A, B, B, C, right, small. Now they ask to print how many times occurs. A occurs 2 times, B occurs 2 times, 3 times, C occurs 4 times, A occurs 4 times. Right, capital and capital A, small a are both are different. Now we can use the map concept. Right, we can store in the map and then, right, we can use the map concept, or this is one more way. Right, we can iterate from 0 to length, end, from starting to end we can iterate. Then what we can do, right, here they are in the sequence. Right, they are in the sequence. So what we can do, until I less than string length -1, until the string is length -1, we can validate first character and second character. Right, first and second character we can validate. If both are equal, increase the count ++1. Right, if both are not equal, then just append it. Right, append to string builder, just we have created result. What is the character? Suppose A, count, how many count? Right, again count will be initialized to 1. Right, initially count 1, it will increase, again it will initialize. Suppose the next character will come. Right, whenever next character is coming, we have to count reset it. Right, we can use this approach or hash map, anything. Then one more, right, this is also a lot of interviews they will ask, find the second largest number. Right, in the second largest number. Right, one way is we can sort it, we can get last but one. But sometimes they will ask, they don't want that solution. Then we can write different logic. Right, here we can take it 2 variables, first and second, both we will initialize with the minimum value. Right, both we will initialize with the minimum value. We will iterate one by one number. Right, suppose if number is greater than first, if current number is greater than first, then we will, what we will do, already existing one we will keep it in the second, and the number we will keep it in the first. Or else, suppose if number is not greater than first, if number is greater than 7 but number is not first, then we will second. Right, once this loop is completed, we will get the second highest number. Right, just I am explaining high level, not in depth. Right, then extract numbers from a string. Right, they have given a string, they are asked to extract the numbers. Right, we can simply integer dot replace not equal to 0 to 9. Right, we will replace not equal to 0 to 9, replace all with empty. Then what we will get, simply numbers. One way is this one. If they don't want like this, we can take the help of we can iterate for loop. If it is in between 0 and 9, suppose if character is in between 0 and 9, we can add to the string. Right, we can also do that. Right, find the largest number without using the if condition. right, without using if condition, right, how we will find out the maximum number, right? We can take the help of math.max, right? First we have a array, right, integer array. Suppose we convert it to arrays dot, we have a utility class arrays, right? Arrays dot string, we can pass this integer array, and then we can easily find out arrays dot stream and integer array pass max and get as a integer, right? We can get easily max like this without using if condition. We can use the streams concept, right? Then design patterns, right? They have asked about what are the design patterns you have used, right? Mostly we will see singleton design pattern, right? There are types of design pattern: creational design pattern, structural, behavior, right? Singleton design pattern mostly we will say, right, or adapter, decorative, composite, strategy, whichever you know, you can explain them, right? No need to explain everything. One or two we can learn, right? It's better to learn each one. Creational one, singleton; structural we can learn either composite, right? Composite is simple one you can learn, or behavioral, right? Strategy we can take, right? Anyone from each section one we can learn. Coming to TestNG questions, what is the difference between verify and assert? Right, whenever we will use the assert means hard assertions, verify is the soft assertions. Right, if you use the hard assertion, what will happen if assertion is failed? It will break the execution. But soft assertion, it will not fail, it will continue the execution. Right. For hard assertions, we will use assert.assert equal, assert.assert true. For soft assert.assert equal, right? We have to create the soft assert object and then we have to call these things. Right? Suppose if you see hard assertion, assert.assert equal AB, both are not equal, then it will execution stops here itself. It will not continue further. For suppose soft assert, we have to create the object of soft assert. We can call on that object assert equal. If both are not equal, still it will continue further. Right, at last we will verify soft assert.assert all, it will verify all. Right, it will continue further, it will not break the execution. What are the different annotations on data providers? Right, before suit, before test, before class, before method. Sometimes they will ask order of the execution, right? Data provider, sometimes they will ask data provider syntax, right? A data provider will return the two-dimensional object, right? Then how to run test cases multiple times, right? If you want to run the test case multiple times, we can take the help of invocation count, or we can use the data provider, right? And implementing grouping mechanism, how do we implement groups? Right, in the test tag we have to give the groups. We can group either one or two groups. We can add multiple groups, right? Right, like this we can add smooth group, regression, both. How to run it? In the inside the TestNG file, groups run include, right? Which group we want to run, either smoke or regression, we can give the group which one to run it. Coming to framework, then how do you read the Excel? Right, sometimes they will ask to write the Excel code, how you will read data from the Excel. Right, by using the workbook factory.create, we have to pass the file object. Right, then we can get the sheet object and then row object. Right, we can get the row, we can get the cell. Right, just print it, that's it. Right, if we want to iterate, we can iterate it. Right, all the rows and columns. Right, how do you report? What type of reports? If you are a implemented extent report, just explain. Right, we need to add the dependency and then we have to create the extent report object, extent HTML. Latest reports have a extent Spark reporter. Right, we have to attach the reporter. Once we create extent.create test, we can log it, test.pass, test.fail, and then flush method. Whenever we call flush method, it will generate the report. Right, how do you read the property file? Right, property file means we will have a key and values, right? URL, username, password, database details, right? How to read it? By using the properties class. Right, by using the properties class, we can load the property.load file object. We can pass the file into stream object and then load it. It will load it. How you will get property object dot get property, pass the key, it will get the value. Right, about Maven clean, what it will do Maven clean. Then when you add dependencies in POM, from where it does the download. Clean, what it will do, it will delete the target folder. Right, it will delete the old target folder. And then Maven dependencies means whenever we will add dependency, right, what it will do, whenever we will add dependency, what it will do, it will go to, first it will verify in the local repository .m2 folder. If it is not there, it will go to remote repository. From remote repository, it will download to local repository to our project, it will add. Right, difference between git fetch and git pull. Right, git fetch, what it will do, it fetches the remote changes but does not merge them into our code. Right, it will fetch the code, right, but it does not merge into our code. But pull, what it will do, it will fetches the code and merges into our local branch, right, our local branch. That is the difference between. Do you face any conflicts while merging? Right, if you face the merging conflicts when you are doing one branch to another branch, right, then we will get frequently merging conflict. How to resolve those things? We can identify the conflicts and open the file whichever have the conflicts, manually fix it and add that file and commit it again. Right, we have to resolve manually, or we can use the tools like VS Code or Git Kraken, right, we can resolve it. Right, then CI/CD questions. Right, just they will ask about the Jenkins. Do you know Jenkins? Right, did you created the Jenkins job? How you will give Git? How you will execute Selenium test cases? How you will generate reports and show in the Jenkins? Right, how you will do scheduler? Right, if you have a Azure DevOps concept, they will ask Azure DevOps, how to execute from Azure DevOps. Right, those are all. If you are familiar with, we can explain all those things. Right, pipelines. If you know the pipeline, you can also explain the pipeline how you. And Git commands. If they will ask any Git commands, Git clone, fetch, pull, right, Git commit, push, Git branch, right, Git merge, Git stash, Git reset, right, those are all. And coming to SQL, they have asked like a joins. What are the different joins? Right, we have what are the different joins? We have inner join. Right, inner join means it will return the common column, common rows between the two tables. Left outer join means common rows from the both and left rows also. Right, right join means common rows from the both the tables and right table extra rows. Full outer join means common rows and separate, right, left and right not matching rows also it will return. Self join, if you want to self join one table with another, right, sometimes we will get these scenarios also. Self join when list employees along with manager, right, they ask a suppose question like list the employee along with their manager, then we have to self join it. Cross join, Cartesian join, that is returns all possible combination from both the tables. Right, coming to manual testing questions, bug life cycle. What is the bug life cycle? Right, it will go as a new whenever we will create, then assign to developer, assign status, then developer will open or keep it in progress. If it is fixed, and then they will assign to tester, retest it. Once it is fixed, verified, closed. If it is not fixed, reopen. There are additional steps deferred. If bug is not important, low priority, then they will move to next sprint, that is called deferred. Rejected means it is an invalid bug, rejecting. Duplicate means already bug is there, same defect if you raise a duplicate. If the developers are unable to reproduce, they will change it to cannot reproduce. Coming to manager round count. Manager round questions. Can you describe your current project architecture and your role? Have you integrated CI/CD in your automation framework? If so, what challenges did you face while implementing automation? How did you resolve them? Right, your test scripts are failing randomly. How you will debug and fix them? Right, if your manager asks to automate scenario that is not automatable, but how you will convince them? Right, then HR questions coming to, these are all general questions. Right, provide your details and your academic and work experience. What is your expected CTC? Right, why you are choosing our company? Right, how soon you can join? Right, these are right. Here tips are, what are the tips? Right, hands-on practice. We must practice all the syntaxes. Framework knowledge. We must prepare one framework end to end. That means how to explain CI/CD. Right, nowadays CI/CD is a common question. And logical thinking, Java questions, behavioral questions. Right, they will ask some behavioral question. How do you handle scenarios? Right, situations in the team. Right, these are all. Right, that's it. Right, if you like the video, just subscribe to the channel, enable notification for more interesting videos. Right, please comment in the comment section if you want to ask anything or give suggestions. Comment in the comment section. Please share to your friends. Please like the video. Thanks for watching.